Hello and welcome to Temtalk, a podcast about the creature collection MMO Temtem. I'm your host this week, Presby Kennedy, joined as always by the wonderful, the lovely, the one and only Mr. Gaijin Boo. Mr. Boo, how are you doing this week?
I'm doing all right. No complaints. Just hanging out, watching some shows I've been meaning to watch, and yeah, not really a whole lot of anything. But I've been super lazy. I have actually been doing a little bit more like exercise. I've been playing some Beat Saber and riding my bike.
I'm envious of you. I have to spend most of the day inside in front of my computer working with my families, but I've got like weights and I've been like back on the boat, so it's like as I'm sitting here doing calls, I got a whole bunch of this like going on. So you can see those guns
Yeah,
right
look at
there. Oh
that.
yeah.
Careful,
Oh
nobody
yeah.
bought tickets and you're just throwing those out there?
I
God.
know, right?
Free gun
I've
show?
got
Are
a
we
permit.
kidding? Here we go. Oh yeah, look at those massive gains, man. He's so
um,
scrawny.
I mean, it's as much as I can do with a 7.5 weight. But yeah, this week I've finally made my return to Temtem. I've been off for the past 2 weeks, so it feels real good to be playing again. And yeah, we're just gonna jump into it today.
It's
Today we've got a
funny that you make your return to Temtem as I make my exit. We'll talk about that later.
yeah, we can definitely discuss that right after we get done with the show. But yeah, we've got a pretty small show for you all this week. We're going to cover the bug fixing patch that was released last week, go over some of the highlights that we might have, that I didn't get to take part of in the discussion of 7.2. And we're going to talk about that juicy Sky Dragon. And we're probably have some thoughts on Tolkien. Watching Tolkien rip apart teams this weekend was a lot of fun. So,
And for those of
but probably not a lot of
you
fun for the people playing against it.
just watching, we did discuss point 7.2 last week on Temtalk, but I screwed up the recording, so that's why it doesn't exist, and I apologize for that, YouTube podcast people. But yeah, they made a lot of changes in 7.2, and
So many.
yeah, Tolkien has a lot of usability now, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, its signature move before was like Fiery Heist. It definitely went on a
Fiery
heist and
heist.
stole like the number one spot in the meta. All right, let's talk about our past week and what we have been up to in game. I can lead this one off. I did start playing again last week. I got in on the latter half of the week. I was hanging out with my significant other who flew in to spend some time with me, which was so fantastic. And I we played a lot of Minecraft together, but other than that, we didn't really game a lot. So just felt good to kind of be off the computer and cuddle in with someone cute. But once I was back in Temtem, the first thing I did, I jumped in and did all of my dojos, and I was very happy that I got really bad radars last week that I could just straight sell. I don't remember what they were. I think the only one that was decent was Obi-Wan, but I knew I didn't have the time to like do any radar. Um, and I did all of the dojos with level 70 Tims, and it was nice because I didn't have a 72, so the dojo leaders were all scaled to 70.
Yeah.
And then I went and tackled the new Lair, which that place is so pretty. And I
Yes,
feel like
it is.
I feel like it is optimized, which I don't know, maybe we can talk about that now. Where my first time through, I just did not feel like I had a great team or a great opportunity, but then I was able to hobble together something that was like, oh, I've got a great chance. I had 5 Tims. going against Volgan. I was like, oh, I've got a really good chance of beating him, and had a good strategy I rotated through. But I was like, if this was the worst roll, because I felt like I got a really bad roll through the dungeon, and I've only
Yeah.
done it once so far. I was like, if this was the worst roll, like this felt really good. Like it was really challenging for me,
I
but it
guarantee you
wasn't.
it was not the worst roll.
Oh,
If you were
so
able to
here's what I
beat
got.
Volgon,
Here's what
you
I got.
definitely wasn't.
I got a Calibus without mucus. I got a Calibus with toxic skin. I got an Adoraboros that is also incredibly weak to electric types from Volgan. I had a anaerobic Volarin, which was good, but unfortunately, what's his face? Volgan is faster than anaerobic Volarin, and its
Yup.
Thunderstrike one-shots it.
Yup.
So not really super useful. And then every team on my team was weak to Volgan, except I had a Mudrid.
Oh, well, that's
Which
easy. You win.
the Mudrid was like definitely the playmaker, and I kept
Says he
having
gets
to.
a bad roll, but gets a Mudrid, which is one of the most OP Tems against Volgon.
Oh, okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. But I don't know. Like, so for me, for going against Tyrannac, it's just like sometimes in Tyrannac, like in the Anic layer, you get like 4 toxic Tims or 3 toxic Tims or 3
Mm-hmm.
things with really great toxic moves
Oh
where
yeah.
you're just like, oh yeah, this is easy, and you can just kind of sleep roll your face on the keyboard. But if I rolled my face, like Volgan could have actually stopped me from like winning that, because he was, if I messed up once, he was straight killing my right slot consistently. Like one turn, one Tim would die, and so I had to play around Crystal Deluge, which was really really helpful. And I don't know, I felt like I as a player and the knowledge that I had of this game
Mm-hmm.
was able to win in that area, whereas somebody who might be newer to this game wouldn't know what to do in that
Yeah.
situation, where it's just like okay, I've got Mudrid, and I can Crystal Deluge it a whole bunch, and maybe put Adoraboros in next to it. Oh no, Adoraboros is dead. Now what do I do? Lose?
Pretty much. I mean, I feel like the Tyrannac lair is a bit easier, just because of Volgon's short circuit trait. It kind of just breaks other like bonuses that you get, like the special attack or regular attack +1 when attacking with a super effective single target move. Completely useless against Volgon with short circuit. But on top of that, it's broken. The lair is bugged. So even if you get the bonus that removes traits from Volgon, they still persist. They still exist. So short circuit's still there. You still can't get any buffs. You can't do anything. So you can't get speed buffs. You can't get damage buffs. You can't get defense buffs. You can't get anything. All you can really do is, if you get a fast bamboozler, easy to go, right?
Yeah, fair, I guess. I'm gonna do it again this week, but I got a really good Volgan last week that I'm probably gonna hack up. But man, that Tim is looking nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was mostly my week. Everybody who listens to the show avidly, last show I said I was waiting on. Last show I was waiting on the balance patch before I made any of my spreads for my team, and they upped the level of everything. So I gotta. I've been fixing Tims all day. All my Tims are at like 62 or 63 stamina. And it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't need you to have that
Poor
much. Give me
poor
those
everybody
TDs back.
in the Club Wars and the Airborne Archipelago League. They had got all their spreads worked out. They were ready to go, and then this patch comes out, and they
Yeah.
seemingly updated the levels 2 more just because it's patch 0.7.2, so why not have level cap be 72?
I guess maybe that's the reason. One patch, one level.
Yeah. Well, no, it's one patch, 2 levels. Because so it matches 72.
Oh no,
0.7.2.
I'm saying for now on, one patch, one level.
Yeah, we'll see. But
okay, so yeah, the other thing I wanted to say, oh yeah, I just been leveling up Tim's all week, just getting everything all week today. Getting everything to 72. I've got pretty much all of my perfects, and next are the Lumas.
nice. I have not been doing any Temtem. I think the
Yeah, I
last
saw your posts in
time
your
I
Discord.
played. When was the last time I played Temtem? Hold on.
Last time you played Temtem, I was still chilling with Insomnicat.
The last time I played, it was 6 days ago. It was almost a week ago. I played. But yeah, I'm taking a hiatus from Temtem. It's not that I don't like the game. It's not that I don't love Temtem. It's still one of my favorite games. Easy. Just I'm so burnt out. I'm so burnt out from playing this game. For it's been a year and a half, I think. Yeah, no, almost a year and a half, because I started February, and I've pretty much consistently streamed this game. There's been a couple of times where I've taken a little bit of a break to play some more Sea of Thieves or something else, but for the vast majority of my entirety streaming, it's been Temtem. But yeah, I just need to take a break for a while. I don't know how long. It's probably going to be at least 2 to 3 months would be my guess.
How dare you take a break?
I know.
You call yourself a 10.
You imagine streaming games that aren't Temtem? You imagine streaming like games to have fun and catch up on a backlog and all that?
I actually took a break from D&D for a month. And one of my players was like joking and said, "Oh yeah, we'd be playing right now if Brandon doesn't have creative burnout." And I was like, I don't have creative burnout. How dare you? I love D&D. And I explained why I took a break, and they're like, Brandon, that's what creative burnout is. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
Or it's just you get so involved in something that sometimes it's just really nice to just take a moment and take a step back.
Yeah, it's been a while, and like it feels, I don't know, just nice. Like I still love Temtem, but I just haven't enjoyed playing it really ever since Sipanku launched. I had a lot of fun playing through the story, and it before Sipanku I was getting a little tired, I was getting a little exhausted. Then Sipanku came out and it lifted my spirits. I felt good for a while, and then I crashed down harder than I was before Sipanku. So I'm still going to be doing Temtalk. I'm still going to be discussing Temtem and changes and things like that here on Temtalk, but I won't be streaming for like 2 to 3 months. Maybe I'll do one stream a week maximum of Temtem if I feel like I want to do something. But yeah.
So I love MMOs. I feel the next level of gaming, and next level of gaming. They've been out for 2 decades, decade and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But I always feel like, as anyone who loves MMOs, you got to have your anchor MMO that you enjoy, and then you've got to flesh out. Is that the word? Flush out. I don't know. You got to spread out and like play different things, and then come back to your anchor whenever you have a hankering for it. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of Asmongold's videos, who's like one of the biggest WoW content creators currently, or WoW streamers. And the dude's feelings on Shadowlands and just World of Warcraft and where he's at, and it's like he's the World of Warcraft guy, and he's going to be playing some other stuff just to fill in the gaps. It's nice to feel. It makes my experiences with like the things I love in the games I play feel normal.
Yeah,
where it's like the two for me.
Burnout is so real. Like it's it's rough. You know, you want to continue to make content for your viewers and your fans and stuff that, you know, like to watch you play this specific game. Like, you know, it's all I've done. So it feels kind of bad not coming and hanging out with the community. Like, you know, we still make content, we still streaming somewhere doing something else, and like they can still come and say hi to us if they want. But I understand not everybody wants to watch other games, and that's fine.
Yeah. And I do want to say thank you, chat. Branch out was the word I was looking for. So with that, we can just jump into the weekly reset, hit these patch notes, and then maybe if any other topics come to mind, we can hit those up and be out of here for the
Okay.
evening. All right,
Yeah.
I will take over SciPark this week because I know you have feelings about SciPark, and this was a
Wait,
this was
what?
a tricky.
You're taking over
Well,
SciPark because you know I have feelings about SciPark? What are you talking about, Willis?
I feel like you always hate SciPark
I don't always hate
or always
SciPark.
angry at it.
I'm not always angry at it. What are you talking about? I'm angry about these DNA strands. That's what I complain about.
Fair.
I complain about the
Okay,
DNA strands. The only thing I ever
you
complain
take
about when it comes to SciPark is Ukama again or FOMU again. Like, I feel like we've seen those two
hey, we've
Temtem
got
more than anything else.
Raber back in the park, the first ever Tim to be released
I
in SciPark.
know. Whoa, no, it wasn't.
Oh no, it was Oshara,
Barmchi and
wasn't it?
Oshiara, and then it was
Yeah.
Ryber and Kalamazoo for the SV week.
Yep. You got me.
That's
You
right.
got me. Okay, why don't you,
Bob Chow says Gaijin is now angry about people claiming he is angry about SciPark. True.
Why don't you tackle SciPark and I'll get free Tim after that.
So SciPark this week actually looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm a huge fan of Chubby. Big fan. Super cute. And Ryber, of course, everybody loves Ryber. The spawn rates for both of those respectively is 50% for Chubby and 60% for Ryber, with 4 times Luma ratio on both of them, and a 20% egg technique, which is pretty decent. And you know, people in chat here complaining about the 50% spawn rate or the 60% spawn rate. You know, I feel that the spawn ratio is not that great, but if you want these Temtem, a 4 times Luma odd is still pretty darn good. Let's see here. Let me look up Temtem. What is it? Strat.
I can jump in on the
Go for it.
Feelings and sentiments. I feel like radars are such a good incentive to like go Luma hunting.
Man, why is Temtem Strat not even updated? What is this?
Yeah, Temtem Strat.
Where can I find spawn
times?
Spawn ratios. Just is the Temtem wiki have it?
There's a French site. Hold on, let me find
Temtem
it.
France.
And I can send it to you real quick. Yeah, temtemfrance.com. I'll just put it in chat if you want to look at that. But anyways, there are blah 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 brain. Oh yeah. So radars are such a good way to hunt Temtem right now that I can see how people feel like hurt by like the 50%, and I'm inclined to agree with chat on this one, simply because of with the last patch we got, it is my understanding that egg techniques are flowing more often through the community now, that they drop more often from layers and other reward opportunities. And the big thing about SciPark of like why you hunted in SciPark on weeks like this for the Lumas is that chance right there, the 20% egg technique chance for Chubby, who has like a bajillion egg moves, is really big. But
yeah,
if egg techniques are more available, does need to be another incentive to make people want to go to SciPark.
I mean, they only reduced Chubby's ratio by 10% though. Chubby's wild spawn is 60%. They only reduced that by 10%.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
So this is a pretty big bump.
Ribers is
Yeah.
50%. So they increased Ribers by 10%. So like these are still relatively close to normal odds, but you're getting 4 times consistent Luma odds increase over that. So yeah, it's not 100%
That's
spawn rate,
fair.
but you're still getting 4 times the normal spawn like Luma chance, because it's still basically the same spawn rates. Like these are basically their normal spawn ratios.
Okay. Yeah. So 4 times increased odds. If you really, really care about these 2 Lumas, which like everybody except for me who wants a Luma Raber has one. And then the Chubby Luma looks once it evolves into Waspine is
Waspine is
super pretty.
so good.
Yeah, thing is gorgeous. So if you want them, go get them this week. It is your chance. I always say do your radar or do your dojos first. See if you get the radars you want, and then hunt Park at the end of the week. That said, let's jump into the free Tim. Oh gosh, this free Tim. 50 releases gets you 5 Psy cards. 100 releases gets you 20 Sea Salt. 200 releases gets you an engineered DNA strand. 400 releases gets you a Narwhal Adventure die bundle. I don't know the exact colors of that off of my head, but I would say a lot of people are going to be doing their fishing quests this week instead
Yeah.
of free Tim. Not a whole lot there to really grab people.
No, the sea salt, I mean, you get some money for it. It's not a whole lot, though, if I recall correctly. The engineered DNA strands, again, it's not a whole lot, I guess. At least it's 2. And then the Narwhal Adventure Die Bundle, I don't even think that's exclusive to Freetem. I think you can just buy that, and yeah, they're fairly expensive if you buy them retail, but you can buy them used for cheaper, like pre-bought, not used, pre-bought, for cheaper. But like I don't know, this is just free Tem has been super unexciting to me for a while. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done free Tem in probably 6 to 8 months. I haven't done my dailies since the first week Kisiwa launched. I haven't done fishing for I think I got my 5-5 once, and that was like the first week or second week. And I haven't felt the desire or urge to do any of that stuff.
I haven't completed free Tim in a long time. I've been normally hitting the 50 or 100 rewards. Just when anything in the lower tiers has been appealing to me. Fishing has been the one that I've actually started doing again, realizing how quick and how wonderful fishing can be if you're blessed with Rarzi luck to get your fish in like your first 50 attempts.
Verzi luck. What are you talking about? Verzi fishes so much. I mean, luckily it's easier now with the new changes in 0.7.2. So, hey, at least there's that.
Well, I just remember I was 100% done with fishing until we brought Rarzi on the show like 4 or 5 episodes ago, and he starts fishing while him and I are like getting ready for the show, and he gets it in his first encounter, and
But
I'm like, that's
the
ridiculous.
first encounter while
and
he
then,
was with you.
Yeah, and then I fish, and I get my fish in the first 4 encounters, and it's like it truly is random. I just have been really, really unlucky in the past. And now there's a little bit of like help with that system to ensure you get it a little quicker. So it's like I've started fishing again, and normally I would say I'm not proud of it, but I am proud of it. Fishing is I don't know, it's easy to do in the background.
Yeah. Well, that's a little debatable, just for the fact that fishing is still, you have to press a button a couple of times at inconsistent intervals. So
the mechanism.
I don't know
how I do my work. I work on Zoom calls all day, and I partner with other mentors in my organization, and we teach groups of kids. So it's like when the other mentors are leading lessons, I'm just like, yeah, just get set, not the 5-5, run away, Not the 5/5. Run away. That's a 4 out of 5? Okay, I'll go turn that in. Oh, is it my turn? Okay, hey everybody, and then like, so for me, it's easy to kind of have up like that. And same thing like when I'm leveling Temtems on the other screen. Also, I don't know what you're talking about, Gaijin. I don't play Temtem at work. You're crazy.
No?
Um, Speaking of crazy, finally this week we have Neutral Koish inside of the Nuru Lodge.
Ooh,
Neutral
ooh. Wait, is
Koish.
this isn't the first time though, is it?
This is like the second or third time it's been there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, Neutral Koish was originally the one that had me like really on the edge of my seat, where it's like this thing could be amazing. I think Neutral Koish probably gets a little bit better since Fire Koish lost Quetzalino. And for anybody still wanting to run Quetzalino, if you're still into that idea of
Quetzaleno.
Quetzaleno, it does have Synergy Master and can provide an opportunity for it. So, not terrible if you still need Neutral Koish breeding.
I still think Neutral Koish, because it learns Harmful Lick, if I remember correctly, right?
Harmful Lick, turn 1, 150 damage.
I mean, it does. It slaps. Like, I think Neutral Koish is still pretty good. Like, it does a lot of damage. And
Mouse
I mean,
and Neutral Koish for one DreamHack recently. There we go.
Dang, Neutral Koish won DreamHack. Yeah, because they had the DreamHack competition, and that was pretty cool. So hey, Neutral Koish stonks going up.
Yeah.
Not like
right, so
not like Tolkien stocks, but we'll talk about that.
So neutral Koish stonks are like Johnson and Johnson. Tolkien stonks are like AMC right now. So
I mean, AMC's back down, right? I don't know.
No, AMC is like at $55 currently. So.
Meme stocks.
People I don't know what you're talking about. They're a movie theater that's not showing movies yet.
Yeah, they're memeing. They're memeing so hard on it.
All right, so let's hit up. We can just be real brief with 0.7.2. A couple things that I wanted to mention. We already talked about it briefly, and you guys probably covered it a lot last week, but
nobody on the podcast or YouTube got to hear it, so we'll talk about some stuff again. So anybody here who's on Twitch that heard it last week, I apologize. It's my fault. We're discussing it again.
Okay, so there was a balance patch, a content patch that came out for Temtem on the 24th of May. It is patch 0.7.2. Among this patch, there was a lot of new content added: a second mythical Temtem layer, a new mythical Temtem, a new area, a new optional route, and then they also revisited the reward system and added what we call in the gaming community pity timers to a lot of the rewards in the system. Those rewards, though, however, were not added to getting Lumas in game, which I think is a very good decision. Don't want pity timers on the big of the game.
Wait, and you don't want pity timers on the big coming from the guy who says everybody gets one Luma? Interesting concept.
Well, see, this is my reasoning for no pity timers on Lumas. If there's a pity timer on a Luma and you're botting, just if you can hit a breakpoint of like however many Lumas you can get in an hour and trade them away before the bot gets banned or whatever, like then you're like the market's going to get flooded. If everybody has only one Luma, there are no more Lumas. Like the market doesn't get flooded. You just get your
You're right.
one.
The market goes crazy, breaks. I don't even know what happens.
Yeah.
There'd be no point of a market at that point.
Down with capitalism.
They did add the second mythical lair here, and
I was going to say the main thing I wanted to discuss was the layer and the balance changes.
Yeah, so they did add the second mythical lair, which gets you into the second mythical Temtem, which is, for anyone who doesn't want spoilers, cover your ears, I guess. Its name is
Yeah, I feel
Volgon,
like we.
and it's really cool. The design for Volgon is super fantastic. It is a pure electric tem, which is interesting. So I have said. So people have asked me multiple times what I think the next mythical was going to be, typing wise, and I was saying, well, since Tirnak is nature fire and Omnicia happens to be nature fire, that it's probably going to be digital electric or one of the two. And seems I was right. It is not
Hey.
digital electric, but it is just electric. So the typings do fit the islands. So we can probably expect the next mythical to have one or both types of that island.
Yeah, I was really pleased with the layer. What were your thoughts as you and I'm just letting everybody know this content's been out for 2 weeks now, 2 3 weeks,
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So we are going to discuss it with spoilers. If you don't want to know the story content that's within the layer, definitely come back in like 10 or 12 minutes. Um, that said, what were your thoughts going through the mythical or getting doing the puzzle to get the mythical layer unlocked? Because I was chuckling pretty hard for going through and fighting a lot of the tamers and understanding like the high below.
So I went in with the wrong expectations. I did not expect to have to fight a ton of people. I did not bring high level Temtem when I first went into the high above or whatever. Yeah, I had a bit of a rough go of it for my first encounter with my like low level Tems. I just had like one of every type, and they weren't properly they weren't properly leveled. So there's that.
You know, I had a team of level 70 Tims. Every one of them was perfect and TV trained. And I had one of each typing on my team, so I could get like all of the I could get all of the dials or daises whenever I got there. And those tamers were like wiping the floor with me. Like I didn't lose any battle, but I almost had, well, I did have to back to a temporium multiple times where it's just like, gosh, golly gee willikers, I just wanted to, stomp through this so I could go get my Volgan. But it was actually, I wouldn't say challenging, but it was not just something you could just clearly straight run through and race to the finish line.
Yeah, I just
At
want to
least for me,
clarify.
I may have been unlucky with the Tims I chose.
I just want to clarify. It is high above, not high below,
No, it's the
because
high
that
below.
doesn't really
It's the
make a
high
lot
below.
of sense.
It's the
High
high
below.
below question mark. Yeah, go step into one of the things right now.
Are you
It's
sure?
the high below.
I thought it was the
mark.
high above.
Yeah. Because it's like a weird spiritual mirror realm, and I really enjoyed because I talked to every NPC
right,
in there
on.
and like and talked to like the leader. And so the basic lore of this place is the sacred lake kind of connects with to spheres that aren't within the middle sphere, which is the middle sphere is like the Temtem universe that we have currently.
So it is the high below. It's been 2 weeks. Give me a break. I went in and that was it.
High below. And there are all of these alternate universe, different dimension versions of Temtem world characters. So instead of Carlos, there's Soul Rack, which is Carlos backwards. And instead of being super cool and charming and suave, he's really nervous and anxious about everything. And then there's Tahani backwards, and Tahani is the leader of Bel Soto in her dimension. And Lady Lottie is so nice and interesting and cool in the high below, which is
Max tries to pin all their wrongdoings on you.
Yeah, it was really interesting walking through, and one of the things I was, like, really paying attention to was, like, as I talked to every NPC, I was like, "Okay, let me take note of everything opposite of what they are saying," because, obviously the opposite's what's true for our universe. Um, the cool information to take away from that place is that, the 4 main leaders of, Bel Soto, and we still don't have the name of the person in charge of the whole organization. And then Nolan was there. The guy from the mysterious guy, just regular old Nolan, was like chilling there. That caught me by surprise, and it was really cool to talk to him. That said, there were telomere hacks in there. There were items in there. Soil Stream, the new technique that's really good for Mudred and a couple other Tims.
Soil
Gario, I
Steam
think,
is
learns it.
crazy. It works so well. It works so
Yeah,
well for Mudred. And then like pretty much everybody else that got Soil Steam are physical attackers, so it's kind of weird, but I got
yeah.
hiccups.
I,
Excuse
I
me.
all in all, I was really pleased with the dungeon, if it can be called that. And the only thing I kind of wish or feel like, or it was maybe the texture of the ground, it might have been pushed out a little bit fast. Like if you walk through the Aquamarina caves, or if you walk through literally any place in on the island of Nanga, I forget, Amnesia. The ground has so much foliage and texture and just life to it that in the high below, I kind of wish we would have had more of that. The ground kind of just seemed a little bit like bland, but it
Yeah.
was really, really ridiculously cool. And if you asked me if I was expecting this, I was not expecting it whatsoever. Because we've all speculated in the past we want to go to the high above or the down below. Who knew we'd be able to go to weird mirror limbo? The
It
other
was definitely a surprise. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't remember a lot of it because memory's bad, but I enjoyed it while I was doing it. I know that.
Yeah, I'd definitely be down for more content like this. The other thing I wanted to touch on, the balance changes. There's a lot of really cool stuff that happen. A lot of the Tims that have the ability to change their stats, or to upgrade or downgrade their stats based on their moves during the turn. All of those stat upgrades now apply at the end of the turn, or at the end of that Temtem's turn and not before. So if you hyperkinetic strike, you don't get the damage beforehand. Um, and then the other thing that was really worth mentioning that we'll probably spend a little bit of time on is Toolcan. Toolcan Temtem number 132 got one single change, and it went from okay to wow, that Tim's amazing. Added Fiery Soul to its technique pool, which is a 90 damage
Three
turn one
prio?
move. Yeah, 3 prio, and it burns,
Yeah.
which is 30% damage reduction. Lord, and Tolkien has Pyromaniac as a second trait.
Yeah,
Lord,
Pyromaniac is
that thing's
actually
so good.
functional now because, I mean, you had what, Fire Tornado, and it's like you had to wait 3 turns to even have your trait proc. So, I mean, people weren't really using Pyromaniac, but I think now it actually serves a purpose, which is pretty exciting. Yeah, they did a lot for Solcon. Actually, even Two Wire got a nice change too. Adding Faraday Cage as a turn one move for Two Wire is really cool. That's pretty exciting to see too. But definitely a game changer for Tolkon without a question here.
Yeah, I like Toolcon on every team this past weekend that I saw. That Tim has been crazy. So like with Kinu, I guess like losing its protector buff, being able to protect her every single turn.
Mm-hmm.
I think Toolcan easily takes like that S class rank do you think it needs to be nerfed, or we just need to let it sit for a little bit and see if people develop strategies around it?
I
It's
mean,
not
I feel
super
like there's
beefy.
enough water Temtem and just stuff that, like, it's not chunky, like it's not tanky. Like you can take out Tolkien. Um, like I don't know. I think it's fine. I think people just haven't figured out, like, people aren't yet like realizing how much of a threat it is. I think, but I think they've started to learn. um, but yeah, like I wouldn't say that it takes the, like, it definitely is, Kinu's not S class anymore. It's probably what, B class at this point, with a protector only proccing once. I mean, you still have access to Stonewall, but like that's a one prio move. It takes a long time to pull off anyway, unless you're under Decidora. So like I think that was a needed change for Kinu personally, because like Kinu Yowler lead was just so disgusting. If you let those two hang out with each other, it was just bad, unless you had a way to deal with it like mentals. But yeah, I think that was a good change. But Tolkien, I don't think it needs any kind of changes yet. Like, let's see how it goes. I think it's fine
I'll
personally as it
be
is.
I'll be super honest here, and say I wish Tolkien didn't have Pyromaniac, and I feel like if you get rid of Pyromaniac, the Tim becomes incredibly balanced. Heater, its ability, which it swaps in and burns all of the Temtems, feels really good, really powerful, but not like oppressive. And I
Mm,
think if you were to replace Pyromaniac with something like really, really good that gives it like a drawback, like Marathonist from Gario,
yeah.
or I hesitate to say anaerobic, but anything that just kind of like the longer it's out on the field, the more stat downs it puts on itself.
Mm.
Um, I think that would kind of balance it out a little bit. But yeah,
I mean,
I
what?
feel
It's
like maybe just a
15% extra
tiny little nerf.
damage.
It's 15% extra damage. But I don't know. I feel like when a
Like
Tim
Momo
gets
still has 40% damage extra stab. Like that's
yeah, but
pretty huge. Like, and Momo
also neutral techniques never hit super effective on anything unless it has the inverter
sure, sure.
trait.
But I mean,
But
I feel like it's easier to deal with because you can do super effective damage to Tilcon. Like, there's ways to handle Tilcon. I mean, we've got a lot of electrics in the game now. We've got several usable electrics. We've got a lot of waters. I
so
mean, Oshiara is just
my
ridiculous still.
my my argument though for it is when a Tim slots into any team and every team without having to really think about it, you do have to kind of look at the design of the Tim of just like, okay, what's going on here? And the
No,
same was true with Momo, Yowler, and Kinu, which
no.
were all S tier Tims that
Yowler
were
was
all
a way
eventually
bigger
nerfed,
problem.
that all used to fit onto any team without
Yowler
even
was a
caring.
way bigger problem. I think Pyromaniac is nothing compared to Comeback or Yowler. I mean, come on, they didn't even nerf its damage. They nerfed its chunkiness, and that's about it. It's still a wall that does massive amounts of damage. Like, no, Tolkien is not as big of a threat as Yowler still here. I think you're making a little bit of a
We're we're
exaggeration here.
we're gonna be back here a couple weeks at the end of Plus OP's like Airborne Archipelago League, and
If people
all
haven't
five
figured
top
out how to
teamers are
deal
gonna
with
be Tolkien,
Tolkien by
Tolkien,
then, I'll be
Tolkien, and
disappointed
we'll
in the
have this
top level
conversation
players.
again.
No, no. We're talking some of the highest level players. If they can't figure out how to deal with Tolkien having an extra 15% damage, then
But it's and see, Gaijin, that's the thing. It's not just high level players that the game needs to be balanced for, though. For me and my 3 brain cells, if I can just throw a Tolkien on my
you're
team and just go ham, like
yeah. I mean,
that's
you can
not.
just throw a Yowler on your team and go ham. I mean, that's
I
not
have
stopping
a Yowler on
anybody.
my team that goes ham. That's just 500 HP,
Well,
500 attack.
you're being dramatic here. You're being dramatic here.
All right. Well, we'll see. Those are just my feelings, and we'll see where it lands in the future.
One thing that I'm excited about with this patch is they actually made Gamma Burst usable. Gamma Burst
38
has
spam.
been fixed. It is not 55? Was it 55 or 51 stamina?
51.
It was 51 stamina, but they finally adjusted the stamina cost for Gamma Burst to be 36 or 37. And it's actually usable. And they even buffed Pocus's HP and increased Rejuvenate from 5% to 8%. Wait, was it? No, yeah. 5% to 8, right?
Yeah, give me more juicy Pocus buffs, please.
Oh,
please.
7 to 8. And that's why I'm thinking 5, because Royal Jelly on Waspine has been increased from 3 to 5, which I think was needed. Because 3% just wasn't really that much. Like, I don't know. 5% feels 5% good. 5%
borderlines oppressive. I came against that thing in the Lair, the Volgoing Lair, and I was like, stop, die.
Yeah.
All right, we can go to the next tiny patch that was released this week. This patch was so small it didn't get a number. It was a bug fixing patch. And it was just the changes were posted on Twitter. I'll read them super quick. They fixed some traits that weren't activating properly for Mimit when it's knocked out. Tireless no longer grants +1 attack before the Temtem received overexerting damage. Now the +1 attack is applied after the technique is used and the Temtem overexerts and receives damage from it. Comebacker being targeted by statuses has been fixed. Spreader, it's getting a little bit of bug fixing. The unnoticed trait was not working if Cage was used. And Benefactor proccing on a Temtem with electric synthesize hit themselves. That's interesting. Oh yeah, I guess Benefactor is when a rival Temtem hits your Temtem. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty quick, nice bug fixing patch. I think Benefactor Kinu is definitely gonna see some play eventually. And I think that's it this week in terms of news. So yeah, that's all we have for news today. If you ever want to write into the show and you want to ask a question, we love taking listener questions. You can write into the show at temtalkshow@gmail.com. That email again is temtalkshow@gmail.com. temtalkshow@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Gaijin, was there anything else you wanted to discuss today before we get out of here?
No.
There was one more thing I wanted to put on the docket. I know it's about our ending time, so we can tackle this super quick, or maybe we can just tackle it next week. Yeah, I'll message you about it afterwards. I got some notes at the end of the document with player activity, but we can discuss those in the future. All right. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for listening and hanging out.
You don't want to do the turn 30?
I am going to do the turn 30. I was going to say, let's do the closing and the plugs right now. Okay. For myself, if anybody, if you're enjoying this content, Gaijin and I are content creators of our own. Believe it or not, we do other things than Temtem, and we would love to share those things with you. You can find me on Twitter at PresBKennedy, PresBkennedy. The link is in the show notes. I do a lot of storytelling and D&D content, which I post a lot of content on YouTube. My YouTube channel will be linked in the show notes too, but I am starting a new YouTube channel where I'm going to do shitty D&D content, where it's like a lot of the content I do currently, I put a lot of effort into and really try to tell amazing epic stories. I'm starting a new YouTube channel where I'm going to tell some really shitty, terrible stories. The first video I have planned, I am DMing a chat AI. It is a bot that just responds to whatever you tell it. And I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons with it, and it's been really dumb. Gaijin, what are you up to in the future, and where can the people find you?
I'm taking a break for this week from streaming outside of Temtalk today. But I'm taking a break and I'll be back streaming next week. Not this week, next week. After Temtalk, I think I'll probably start back up on Tuesday. But I'm going to be streaming other games. Actually, I lie. I think I'll be streaming this Friday because the new Ratchet and Clank is coming out, and I'm super, super freaking hyped. But I'm going to be streaming other games. I'm going to be streaming the new Ratchet and Clank. I'm going to play through the new Spider-Man from Miles Morales, which I haven't done yet. I'm going to play some more Sea of Thieves, maybe some No Man's Sky, and possibly some Red Dead Online. I don't know. We're just gonna see what I feel like playing on that day, and yeah, twitch.tv/itsgaijinboo. I hope you guys will still join me. I know this isn't what you normally come for, and it'd be cool to still see everybody, but yeah. Twitch.tv/itsgaijinboo, Twitter, wherever. It's Gaijin. It's GAIJINBUU.
If you ever want to watch the show live, we live stream the show on our Twitch channel. It is twitch.tv/temtalkshow. Twitch.tv/temtalkshow. I need to put that link in the show notes. All right, I've got the turn 30 for this week, and I've got a controversial one for us tonight. I was really thinking hard at the top of the show about doing the big Minecraft patch coming tomorrow. Everybody knows I'm a big Minecraft fan, and for the Nether update, I know. I talked about Minecraft on the podcast already. So I'm going to talk about my new unhealthy addiction. One night, I was on Twitter, and I was just laughing at tweets about the hot tubs and pools section, or the pools, hot tubs, and beaches section that was added to Twitch. And there are just a couple funny content creators I follow who are just making lots of jokes about it. And it wasn't enough for me to just laugh at it. I wanted to go and actually laugh at it. And I clicked into the category to watch some streams and, just kind of have myself a chuckle. And unfortunately, I got addicted to the content. I am currently in love with this channel. Not only just cute ladies and swimsuits doing cute stuff stream in the category, all types of people stream in this category, and it's really fascinating to watch. My current favorite channel is called Marine Mammal Rescue. The channel takes no money, no ad revenue, no subscriptions, no donations. They just raise awareness about rescuing marine life and different mammals that need it. And it is like a 24-hour stream of otters playing in a pool, and I love it. I've been watching for 6 hours today. I've had it up on my other screen the entire time we've been on Temtalk. They're so incredibly cute, and this has changed my life. And if anybody has spare time, I highly recommend just spending 5 minutes to feel good about life and just look at these otters doing cute stuff in a pool. It's really nice.
Otters are utterly adorable.
I call them fodders.
Although going on and saying it'll change your life is maybe a bit of a stretch, but it will make you feel good. You can't help but look at an otter and feel happy. So,
that's fair.
There's that. It'll at least change your day, maybe.
But yeah, that's all I had for the turn 30. I hope that you all enjoy that. I'll put the link in the show notes. And thank you everybody for watching. Are we doing a post show, Gaijin, or are we getting out?
No, we're getting out. Gotta get ready for work and make some food and stuff. So let me see who's on currently.
Okay.
All right, so why freaking Twitch has been giving me this ghost all the time, and it's super annoying. Super annoying. Here, we're gonna raid Clutch Goddess She
Okay.
is, I believe, Shintagami's significant other.
Oh, fancy, fancy.
Oh
I
wait,
didn't know
hold on.
Shinty was
Hold on,
engaged.
I gotta do the ending thing. Alright, we're gonna do the ending thing.
Okay.
So
Thank you,
shush.
everybody, for watching.